Hi everyone and welcome back to a super fun video, or at least I hope you'll think it's fun. Today's video is a stop on a hop that's called Hobbies and Pastimes video. So we are basically showing off our hobbies, and I must admit that rainbows are part of my hobbies, sort of. So I'm actually going to be making some rainbow cards with the gorgeous, yummy colored cardstock from Concord and 9th. This is basically like a cardstock swatch that I've got. And the plan here is to cut out some thin and then let in some not so thin strips of all the cardstocks. And I've cut out 4 of each color. So 3 really thin and 1 sort of about maybe a centimeter wide. Then we're separating these all into the widths groups, I guess. So my plan here is to basically, we're going to be making rainbow fan cards-ish, I guess you could say. So I'm lining these up in the order that they actually come in, and then with a little bit of post-it tape. I love this stuff, it's super handy, but you can just use a normal like washi tape or whatever low-tack tape you have on hand. Then with the help of my grid mat, I'm making a fan-like thing with my strips. So the whole plan is basically to not cover the entire card base. We're just gonna add color and texture by making this colorful fan. So the reason I'm using the post-it tape is to make sure that all the bits stay in place, so that once I'm finished laying them out, I can just put my glue on there and then everything will stay in place, or I can even pick it up and move it around. And you're not gonna have to like worry about the bits just going all over the place. And I'm using quite a lot of this post-it tape, and it is super, super handy. And while I'm at it, I'm gonna do another one as well. So this for this one, I'm actually trying to make it a little bit tighter so I get all the colors in, because in the first one I ended up not using 3 of the colors because I just didn't kind of think it through really. And for the third one, I'm using again all the thin ones, but this one I'm adding them directly to a card base, and this is all like in time-lapse hyper mode because we're trying to squeeze in a lot in this video. And now you can see the card in the top right hand corner there. It hasn't quite finished. I haven't got enough cardstocks, so I'm going to glue on one of my fans, and then I'm going to trim off the excess, and then I'm going to use some of those bits to fill in the gap at the bottom there. And I'm using Lawn Fawn liquid adhesive here, and we're just going to go a little bit all over the place because I'm not 100% sure exactly where my card base is going to go or which way I'm going to put them, so we're just going to add more to be on the safe side. And then because the post-it tape is keeping everything in place, all I have to do is basically slap that thing on the card base, and we're going to put that aside to leave it to dry for a little bit. And then I have gone ahead and done my second one as well, and we're keeping everything together again, like I said, with this post-it tape. And because these are a little bit more packed together, I've added that second piece on the back just to kind of make sure that there's no like slippage or the pieces stay where I want them to go. Because obviously when they're overlapping, they don't have that much space to stick to the sticky stuff. And on this one, I'm using a black card base just to kind of see, you know, which one. This is, I know I'm babbling on here now, but I like doing the color cardstock with the black and white card base because it shows the colors in a completely different way. And it didn't even occur to me to do this until I started doing the color swatches with the cardstock when I got these cardstocks to begin with. And since then, I have been hooked. I am making a black and a white one out of everything. It's like a sickness. But, or you could say hobby. So here, now I'm going to try to fill in the rest of the gap with these little leftover bits. And I thought I would have enough, but alas, that was not the case. I ended up having to actually cut out even more pieces because I must have made my card base slightly wider than the actual cardstock am I saying now? No, the card base is slightly wider than the 4 1/4. So the cardstock bits just didn't quite make it. Do you get what I'm saying? I'm not sure I get what I'm saying. I might just be confusing everyone right now. So maybe we should just like look at all the colors and go, ooh, ah. Right. Trying to be a little bit serious now. So cut out another few bits and actually finished off that card base with all the yummy colors. And this is what I mean with the black and the white card base, just to kind of bring up that contrast. It's amazing just how different the colors look with depending on what the background is. I'm big fan of doing this now. Yes, big fan. And this is the teeny tiny one that was so much trouble, but it does look rather lush. So what am I going to do with all those like leftover little bits? Because it seems kind of crazy to throw all that amazing colorness in the bin. So of course we are going to make more colorful backgrounds. And here I had an idea of basically putting the cardstocks in on a tiny little bit. I measured it out, so I'm using the biggest of the hexagons from the Hexagon Label Dies set. And we are going to add these little bits, and then we're going to cut that out, and then we're going to lay that up on top of the card to, not that way, to just kind of bring a little bit of dimension to the card. But it turns out that I did not use exactly the right width of the strips, so it's a little bit offset. But I decided to kind of fix that by cutting out a white one out of the biggest one, and then I'm trimmed the colorful one with the next one down, the middle one. And I also cut out the high and the a few hearts, just to make a really sweet little card. And this one has no stamping on it whatsoever, none. Right, so we're gonna lay all these bits and pieces up, and we are gonna put that exactly where it's supposed to go. You will see that the color is not exactly lining up 100%, but you win some, you lose some, right? And with the last few little paper hearts on this one, this card is actually done. And I have laid up the high with a white and a black one, just to kind of give it that little bit of a shadow front. And then I wanted to use this stamp set. It's called Happiness from Neat Tangled, and it's super sweet. I've stamped that up with mushroom. Instead of having a harsh black, I wanted like a nice soft gray. And this stamp set also comes with a matching die. And I have gone to town cutting out and puzzling these pieces with every single color of the cardstock. So you can say I've been busy. Yeah, but having so much fun. And those are some of my favorites. But this is what the cards ended up looking like until I got my sequins out and added a pretty generous sprinkle, because rainbow and sparkles, it just kind of goes together, doesn't it? At least I think so. But yes, the sequinaholic has struck again. And they want me to go to rehab, and I say no. Yes, definitely should not have done that either, because I still cannot sing to save my life. Anyway, so this is a hop, as mentioned. So the next person will be the first one in the description box. So you just click that link and then we'll go to the next video. And don't forget to check out the rest of the stops. And if you want to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel, that would be fabulous. Thank you.